Hello, good evening students. Welcome to Extramarks. Myself is Ratakonda Sudhakar. So I teach mathematics here in Extramarks. So along with me there is Gautam sir and Pawan sir to teach physics and chemistry respectively. See in today, so once again we are in live to discuss, to give analysis and discussion of JEE Main and 2021, JEE Main 2021. So this paper is held on today on 25th July in morning shift. Right. So we will discuss complete analysis on complete paper, and after that we will give you subject wise analysis. Okay. So let us start. So this paper consists of 3 sections, as we know that it consists of mathematics, chemistry and physics. Now I am giving analysis for each subject. You can see mathematics is moderate but it is lengthy. So it is happening for every session. We saw in third session, this is short session is going on, we know that. And in third session, 2 days already over. So in first day on 28th July, it is same thing, moderate and lengthy only. Same as it is happening to the chemistry and physics also. So same level they are maintaining in question paper, easy to moderate, and in physics, easy to moderate. Now we'll see subject wise analysis. So analysis of mathematics. Now I'll see here there are question paper containing 3 types of questions: difficult questions, easy questions and moderate questions, right? But most of the times they are giving easy questions maximum percentage, right? They are giving 50% of easy questions and 30% of moderate questions and 15% of difficult questions in this question paper. So this is overall analysis in sub-difficulty analysis of this question paper. Now we'll move on to we'll discuss some questions, memory-based questions. These questions we got from our beloved students, so I am thankful to them. So they given these students, these are memory-based questions. These may or may not be the same as it is in the question paper, but the concept behind these questions is important to us. Now you can see this is the first question. First question given from the binomial theorem. So it is asking binomial coefficient. If the coefficient of the middle term of 1 plus x whole power 20 is a, and the coefficient of the middle term 1 plus x whole power 19 are b and c, then find a by b plus c. Right. So this is question from binomial theorem. So we'll see the solution to this. See, what is the first coefficient of middle term? Coefficient of middle term. First, I'll find the middle term. So what is the middle term? If, let it be 1 plus x whole power n is given, 1 plus x whole power n is given, right? The middle term will be according to the based on n. If n is even, then the middle term is what? T n by 2 plus 1, n by 2 plus 1th term. So this is the middle term. This is the t n by 2 plus 1th term, right? Now we'll see if n is odd. If n is odd, then what is the middle term? The middle term will be t n plus 1 by 2, t n plus 1 by 2th term, or t n plus 3 by 2th term, 3 n plus 3 by 2th term, right? T n plus 3 by 2th term. Now we'll see what is the, if it is, they given here in this expansion, they given binomial expansion, right? They given power 20 for this binomial. So n is 20. Whenever n is even, we have to use this formula. So what is the term? T 20 by 2 plus 1. 20 by 2 plus 1 is 10 plus 1, right? That is T 11. So 11th term is the middle term. Now for this expansion, for this binomial, 1 plus x whole power 19, so n is odd. So we have to use this formula. So whenever n is odd, there are 2 midterms, right? Now we'll see what is the midterms. T n plus 1 by 2, n plus 1 by 2. That means 19 plus 1 by 2, 20 by 2 is 10. And T 11. You can see this one, n plus 3 by 2. 19 plus 3 is what? 19 plus 3, 22. 22 by 2, that is 11. So T10 and T11, here T11. Now we'll see, they given that coefficient of the middle term of 1 plus x whole power 20 is a, and the coefficient of middle terms of 1 plus x whole power 19 are b and c, right? So what is a here? A, coefficients, we have to find the coefficients. Now I'll write the terms first. So T11 for the first one. So they given n is equal to 20. T11, we know the formula TR plus 1 is equal to NCR x power n minus r a power r. If the expansion is like this, x plus a whole power n, if the binomial, right, expansion is given, then the rth term is given by TR plus 1 NCR x power n minus r a power r. Now if it is T11, n is 20 here. So 20 CR. What is r here? So it is 10, right? So no need of these things because we required only binomial coefficient. So what is the binomial coefficient here? 20C10. Now if you take this one expansion 1 plus x whole power 19, then what is the term here? T10 and T11. So first I will find T10. So T10 is 19C9, right? Because of, so this is r plus 1, so you have to write NCR. If it is r plus 1, this is NCR. So if it is T10, then you have to write 19C9. Now, so this is not required to us. Next, second one. The second one is T11, that is 19C10. 19C, you can see here 19C10. Right, now what is they given? This is A, and this is B, and this is C. So they are asking us A by B plus C. What is the value of A by B plus C? Right, A is 20C10 divided by this one, BC, 19C9 plus 19C11. Right, 19C11. So this is, 19C10. Now, we have one formula, NCR plus NCR minus 1 is equal to n plus 1 CR. So we use this formula in denominator to simplify this. So what it becomes? 20C10 divided by this one 19C9, right? 19C9 plus 19C, and compare with this form, then we will get n plus 1 CR, that is 20C10 only. So these terms gets cancelled out. So the answer is 1. For this question, the answer is first option, right? I hope you understood this. Now we'll move on to the next question, right? This question is from the permutation and combination. This question is from permutation and combination. They given here in class 12th, there are 8 students. In class 11th, there are 6 students. In class 10th, there are 5 students. So we have to write the numbers. So I am writing here, this is class 12th. Let it be, this is class 12th, class 11th, and class 10th. There are 3 classes. And class 12th, there are 8 students in class 12th. In class 11th, there are 6 students. In class 10th, there are 5 students. Now the question, total number of ways selecting 10 students such that there are at least 2 students from each class and at most 5 students from 10th and 11th class, right? So what is they asking? 5 students. Combinedly, we have to select 10. We have to select 5 students from 2 classes, right? So we have to make the team 10 students total. Have to make the team 10 students such that the minimum number of students from each class is 2 and the maximum number of students, right? Here they given. There are at least 2 students from each class and at most 5 students from 11 students of class 10th and 11th combinedly, right? Now that means 5 students we have to select, 5 students. Here they given 5 students, at most 5 students from 11th and 10th, right? From 11th and 10th. Now you can see here you can see, so we have to take 5 students. From maximum 5 students we have to take. I am taking the minimum number first. So this is 2. This is 2. When if it is 2, then I have to select, to make this sum is 10, I have to select 6, right? To make this sum 10, I have to select 6 students from the 12th class. Whenever it is 2, then it should be 3. Maximum 5 only. The combined, the number of students in both these sections, both these classes must be maximum 5. So this is, now it should be like this also. At that time, what is the number of students in class 12th? This is 5, right? This is also 5, because this is already 5 students are there. So this is, from this we can write, right? We can find the number of possible ways. So this many number of students are there for each class. So now I am making cases. You can see this is one case, 8C6 into 6C2 into 5C2, right? Otherwise we can select these students, 5, 2, 3, right? 8C5, 6C2 into 5C3. Again, another one, last one, 532. 8C5 into 6C3 into 5C2. Right. So we can make 3 cases from this table. So if you solve this, then we will get the answer. Right. So if this becomes 2800, right, 2380. Now this is they given, how much they given? They given 100k. So 100k is equal to, so this is 23,800. So 100k is equal to 23,800. If you solve this, then this become like this. Now, so here 100 gets cancelled. K is equal to 238. So the answer is third option. Right? I hope you understood this. Now we'll move on to the next question. So this question is from parabola. For parabola, its vertex is at a distance of 2 units from the origin. Focus is at the distance of 4 units from the origin. A pair of tangents are drawn from the origin to a parabola which meet at P and Q. Find the area of the triangle OPQ. Right? This is question from parabola concept. Now I'll draw the diagram. If you once draw the diagram, then its problem is finished. Now I'll see here they given vertex is at a distance of 2 units from the origin. That means if this is the origin, then you have to draw the line x-axis. So vertex is at a distance of 2 units from the origin. This is 2 units and this, let it be, this is origin. Right? This is 0, 0. Now this is, they given another information. Focus is at a distance of 4 units from the origin. This is the point 4, 0. Right? So 4 units from the origin means, so this distance is 2 units. Right? This distance is 2 units. So this is the origin. I am drawing the y-axis here. Right? So now you can see the distance from vertex to the focus. What distance from vertex to the focus is what? A units. That is 2. So what is the parabolic form? It is a standard form. It is the general form of parabola. So the general form of the parabola will be like this. Y minus k whole square is equal to 4a into x minus h. So y minus k. Now we have to see the vertex is 2, 0. That is h, k. Right? H, k. And a is equal to 2. So substitute these values here. Here y minus 0, k is 0, 4a, a is 2 into x minus h, h is 2. Right? H is 2 here. Now because that is a vertex. So now, so the equation become y square 8 into x minus 2. So this is the equation they given to us. This is the equation they given to us. Right? Now we have to find the area of OPQ, area of the triangle OPQ. So how to find the area of the triangle OPQ? First of all, we have what is P and Q. They given here tangents. A pair of tangents drawn from the origin to a parabola. If you take this one, I'll redraw here. This is parabola. Right. Now I am drawing the tangents to this parabola from the origin. Like this. So when you draw the tangents to the parabola from the origin, it will become like this. Right. So they are asking the area, let it be this is O, this is, and P, this is Q. Right. This is origin, that's why it denoted by O. So this area they are asking. area of this triangle, right? Now we have one property, whenever the tangents are drawn from any 2 points on the parabola, if they are meeting on the directrix, so they should have the 90 degree, right? That means the tangents are perpendicular, because here directrix, y-axis is the directrix, right? So this origin is on the directrix, because you can see here 2 units and this is also 2 units, right? The vertex is at the middle, right, between these 2 points. Now, so that's why this y-axis acts as a directrix, right? Directrix. Now, any 2 tangents drawn from any 2 points on the parabola, 2 tangents are drawn from any 2 points on the parabola. If they meet on the directrix, they should have this perpendicular, right? They are perpendicular to each other if they are meeting on directrix. So this is 90 degree. Now from this, what you can say, if this is 90 degree, then we have to find the length. We have to find this length. So we can use area triangle, half into base into height. So what is this? So this length we have to calculate. This length also we can calculate, right? This length. So now, this is the parabola is given to us. Now this is the point. It is focus, right? 4, 0. Now this point, this is the line x is equal to 4, and this parabola, this is x is equal to 4. Substitute here, what you will get? Y square is equal to, whenever x is equal to 4, you will get 2. So y square is equal to 16. That means y is equal to plus or minus 4. So this is the point 4, 4, and this point is 4, minus 4. Right, because this is in the 4th quadrant. So now we got the 2 points. This point, and this point we know 0, 0. So we can use the formula half into x1, y1, 1, x2, y2, 1, x3, y3, 1. Right. So if you use this formula, then we can get the answer. So this is 0, 0 origin, and it is 4. This is 4 and 1. 4 minus 4, 1. Okay, if you use the formula, then you will get the answer, right? So we will get the area of this triangle, half into this one, 1 into AD minus BC, 16. This is minus 16, so become 32. This becomes 16. So 16 is the right answer. Area of this triangle is 16 square units, right? I hope you understood this. Now we'll move on to this question. This is question from the hyperbola. Question is from the hyperbola. They given 2nd degree conic. Now we have to make this as a standard hyperbola. How to make standard hyperbola? 16x square, 32x, right? Common. So 16 common between these two terms. X square plus 2x plus 1 is missing, right? Now minus here 9y square, and this is 36y. 9 is common. Y square minus 4y. What is the missing term here? 4. Now I am writing this is equal to this 164 shifted to this side. Now what is the terms? Whatever is extra here, that terms we have to write on that side, right? 16, this is minus 36. So plus 16 minus 36. If you simplify this, what you will get? 16 times, this is x plus 1 whole square, right? Minus 9, y minus 2 whole square. And in this side, on the RHS side, so 164, this is 36, right? This is 36. 16, 36 minus 20, this is 144. Minus 144, right? Clear now? Now, again I am simplifying, converting into the standard form, general form. X plus 1 whole square means dividing with 144. When I am dividing with 144, this become y minus 2 whole square divided by 16 equal to 1. Right? I am dividing with 144 to make this as a standard hyperbola. Right? This is the general hyperbola. What is the general hyperbola equation? I will write in the next place. General hyperbola equation will be like this. X minus h whole square by a square minus y minus k whole square by b square equal to 1. So the corresponding diagram for this hyperbola will be like this. Right. So this is anywhere on the plane like this. Now whenever general hyperbola is given like this, at that time, so we have to identify the points. What is that focus, foci of the hyperbola and vertex of the hyperbola and eccentricity of the hyperbola, we will find one by one. So whenever they are given this type of diagram for general hyperbola, this one is h comma k. This point is h comma k. Right. So the vertex is h comma k. Vertex means the point of intersection of these two lines, transverse axis and conjugate axis. Now this point is, what is this? This is the, so h plus, the point is a units, right? This is, you can see here, this is x plus 1 whole square by 9 minus y minus 2 whole square by 16. So what is h comma k? When you compare with the form x plus h whole square by a square minus y minus k whole square by b square. When you compare with the form h is equal to minus 1, k is equal to 2 and a is equal to 3, b is equal to 4. Right. Now we'll substitute here. This is h is equal to minus 1 comma 2 and this is 3 comma 4. Right. So minus 1 comma 2. So a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 4. Now this point is focus, right? Thus focus is h plus ae comma k. On the right hand side. On the left hand side, there is another focus here, right? That is h minus ae comma k. Now you can see what they are asking here. Find the locus of the centroid formed by the point P and foci of the hyperbola, right? So we required foci. What is the foci? This is the foci. And vertex we have, hk values we have, we don't have the e value. Now we can calculate e value because e value, it is the standard hyperbola, right? Standard hyperbola, it is not conjugate hyperbola. So at that time the formula is a square plus b square by a square, right? Means for horizontal hyperbola. For vertical hyperbola, so it denominator b square, right? Now this one, a square plus b square by a square. A square plus b square by a square. Substitute here. Values of a and b is given here. So what is the value? 3 squares, 9 plus 16, 25. 25 by 9. That is equal to 5 by 3. Right, we calculate h plus ae and h minus ae. What is h plus ae? H is minus 1 plus ae. Ae is 3 and 5 by 3. So it becomes 5. Minus 1 plus 5 comma k. What is the k? 2. So this is h plus ae. This is h plus ae comma k. Similarly, we can calculate h minus ae comma k. That is very simple, minus 1 minus 5 comma 2. So if you simplify this, you will get, this is 4 comma 2 and this one is minus 6 comma 2. Right, minus 6 comma 2. 4 comma 2 and minus 6 comma 2 are the foci of this hyperbola. Now, what they are asking, any point P on the hyperbola. They are given any point P on the hyperbola and foci. So take any point on the hyperbola. Let it be, this is x1, y1. Right, let it be x1, y1. Now, what I am doing, let it be x comma y. Right, now the point is x comma y and this point is 4 comma 2 minus 6 comma 2. 4 comma 2 minus 6 comma 2. Right, now we have to find centroid of this triangle. So these 3 points forming a triangle, we have to find the centroid. Let it be centroid, locus of centroid. Let it be centroid is h comma k. Centroid C is denoted by h comma k. Now, centroid formula, use the centroid formula x plus 4 minus 6 by 3 comma y plus 2 plus 2 2 plus 2 divided by 3. This is equal to h comma k. Now we have to find the locus of centroid. How to find locus? So isolate x here, right? X in terms of h. So x is equal to, this is 3h, this is minus 2, become plus 2. And y is equal to 3k minus 4, right? Now, so I got x and y values, and this is the point on the hyperbola. So substitute these values in this hyperbola. 16x square minus 9y square. So 16x square. X square means 3h plus 2 whole square minus 9y square. So 3k minus 4 whole square. Like this. So we will substitute. When you substitute these two values in the place of x and y in this equation, then we will get the locus of centroid of the formed by P and the foci of this hyperbola, right? I hope you understood this. Now we'll move on to this question. This is from the matrices, right? And they mixed with the permutation and combination concept, right? So first understand what is this 0i, I0 whole power n. This is the matrix, 2 by 2 matrix, multiplied with 2 by 2 matrix ABCD. The result is 2 by 2 matrix ABCD, right? So let it be, this is matrix P and this is Q. So if it is Q, then this also should be Q. So what you can write here, PQ is equal to Q, right? When you shift it to one side, then what it becomes, PQ minus Q is equal to 0, right? PQ minus Q is equal to 0. So what I am taking Q common from this. So P minus I is equal to 0, right? Q not equal to 0. Q is ABCD, right? ABCD belongs to R. It can be anything, right? So what you can say, get from this, Q is equal to 0 or product is 0. So P is equal to I. That means what? This P should be an identity matrix. Should be an identity matrix, right? Now, so we will calculate for what value of n this become an identity matrix, right? So what is P here? This one. But this is not I. This is not I. But when you multiplied itself, right? Multiplied itself but many number of times, then at that time you will get I value, I matrix. So for what value of n this become? So I'll write this P is 0i, I0. 0i, I0. This is I0 matrix. So let it be, this is A. So I am multiplying itself. So A square, right? A square, this is 0i, I0. So multiplied by itself 0i, I0. What you will get here? So, but one thing it's common here. What is the common thing? I common, right? So I common, you can take I common here from this matrix, and from this matrix I common. So at that time what is left? 0, 1, 1, 0, again 0, 1, 1, 0. So you have to, I square is minus 1, this is iota. So multiply 0 into 0, 0 plus 1 into 1, 1, 0 into 1, 0, 1 into 0, 0, right? Next again, second row with first column, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0 plus 0 into 0, 0. So this is the matrix minus 1 times of 1, 0, 0, 1. So we got 1, 0, 0, 1. That is equal to what? Minus I. This is equal to minus I. But we required plus I, right? We required plus I. P is equal to I. So that means what? We need to multiply it one more time. We need to multiply it one more time. See, A square, we got A square is equal to minus I. So if you multiplied, means to get A power 4, you need to multiply A square twice. That means minus I into minus I, right? You have to multiply. So minus I into minus I is what? I square. This is not iota. This is the identity matrix. I square is I, right? So A power 4 is I. That means what? We got, whenever multiplied this by itself 4 times, at that time we are getting the matrix iota, identity matrix, right? Identity matrix. So that's why we can confirm that we will get in multiples of 4. In multiples of 4. They given here number of 2-digit numbers in S. So S is what? N belongs to N, natural number. So how many number of 2-digit numbers are there whenever N belongs to N? So 10 is the first 2-digit number and 99 is the last 2-digit number. So there are total 90 2-digit numbers are there, right? 90 2-digit numbers are there. 90 2-digit numbers are there. Now, we required only 4 multiples. How many number of 4 multiples are there in these 90 2-digit numbers? How many number of 4 multiples are there? Right. How many number of 4 multiples are there? A power 4. Right. How to calculate that? So there are 22. 90 2-digit numbers. N is equal to, it can be first 2-digit number is 12. Next 2-digit number is 16. And so on. It will be like this. Right. Find the number of 2-digit numbers in S. So this is last 2-digit number is 96. How many are there? Right. So like this we can calculate number of 2-digit numbers in S. Right. I hope you understood this. I will move on to the next question. This one. This question is from logarithm and sequence and series, combination of both. So it's very simple problem. Right. We will solve this first, this part. This is exponent. Right. We will calculate this. So this is GP. You can see clearly this is infinite GP. So infinite GP, this is infinite GP. So use the formula. What is S in infinity? A by 1 minus R. This is the infinite GP formula. Right. Now, so this GP, this can be written as A by 1 minus R. What is A by 1 minus R? I will calculate here. A by 1 minus R. A is 1 by 3 and R also 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 by 1 minus 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 by 2 by 3. This become 1 by 2. Right. So this become 1 by 2. So this one you can simplify. Log 2 power minus 1 divide base. This is 0.25 can be written as 1 by 4. Right. 1 by 4 can be written as 2 power minus 2. So when you take this minus 1 minus 2 this side before log, it become minus 1 by minus 2 log 2 base 2. So this become 1 by 2. Right. The value in the power is 1 by 2. The value in the power is 1 by 2. Right. I hope you understood this. Now we'll see the base. What is the value of the base? 1 plus 2 by 3, 6 by 3 square. 1 plus 2 by 3, 6 by 3 square. 10 by 3 power 4. This is they given to us in the base. Now we have to calculate this value. How to calculate? Let it be this is S. Right. Now this is in AGP. Right. AGP. There is difference 4. But here there is no difference. Not maintaining this common difference. But here you can see 4, 4, 4 like that. So that's why. So now I am making into the common difference. How to make? By taking the common ratio. Common ratio multiplied with S and subtract this sequence. Right. Multiplying 1 by 3 to this sequence. And after that you have to subtract these two. By shifting one digit. Right. By shifting 1 unit. So 1 by 3 multiplied with 1, the result is 1 by 3. And 1 by 3 multiplied with 2, that is 2 by 3 square. When 1 by 3 multiplied with 6, you will get 6 by 3 power 4 and so on. Right. Now subtract this. This is 1 minus 1 by 3 times S. This is 1 plus. When you subtract, it become 1 by 3. This is how much it is? 4 by 3. 3 square. This is 4 by 3 power 4. Right. This is 3 cube. Sorry. This is 3 cube. 4 by 3 power 3 and so on. Right. Now you can see this one is 2 by 3 into S is equal to this can be taken as 4 by 3 plus 4 by 3 square and so on. Now you can observe this. I am taking 4 by 3 common. A by, so this become what? 4 by 3. When you take the 4 by 3 common, 1 plus 4, 1 by 3. This become 1 plus 1 by 3, 1 by 3 square and so on. Right. Now you can see here, this is again equal to this only, 1 by 3, 1 by 3 square, 1 by 3 cube. Already we calculated this value. What is the value here? 1 by 2, right? So this is 1 by 2. So 2 by 3 into S, 4 by 3 into 1 by 2. Now 3 gets cancelled out. Here 2 times gets cancelled out. Again 2 gets cancelled out. So S is equal to 1. So there should be 3 answer. Some mistake is going on here. Some mistake gone. So there is, this is 1 by 2. 1 means 1 by 4 by 3 taking common, 1 plus 1 by 3. 1 plus 1 by 3. Right, 1 by 3 square and so on. A by 1 minus R. So formula is what we got here at the end. It is 1 by 2. Right. 1 by 2. Okay, 1 by 2. Now, you can see here, this is the concept behind this. We have to solve like this, have to find. Okay, so after solving like this, only we have to understand the concept behind the questions, right? Now, without wasting our time, we'll move on to the next question, right? This one. This is very simple question, right? From the logical reasoning. I will do without doing any calculations. You can see here, P implies Q. This can be written as negation P R Q, right? And this one is Q implies negation P. This is also use the same formula, negation Q or negation P. What they given symbol between these two? They given AND. So we combine this negation P R Q and negation Q or negation P, right? So I am taking negation common here. Negation common. When you take the negation common, this becomes P and negation Q, right? Here also negation common, it becomes Q and P, right? I am taking negation common from both. So this becomes P and negation Q, P and negation Q and P and Q. P and Q and Q and P both are same, right? Now we'll see diagrammatic representation for this. So this is the two sets. These are two sets in the rectangle. So this is representing universal set. These are sets P and Q, let it be. Now P and negation Q means what? Only P, the portion only P. This is the portion representing only P. Now this one is P and Q. What is the P and Q here? P and Q means this is the common portion, right? This is the P and Q, right? Sorry, this one is R, because when you take the negation common and become R. So at that time you can see this combination of these two representing what? P, completely P, this is P, but negation is outside, right? That means what? Negation P. The answer is negation P. I hope you understood this. This is very simple. If you do like this, we can do in very easily, right? Now we'll see this question. This question is from the binomial theorem again. They're asking find the term independent of x. First simplify the expression. They given, here you can see x plus 1 by x power 2 by 3 plus 1 minus x power 1 by 3. So this one, first understand the formula. Remember the formula to solve this. This is, you know that x cube minus 1 can be written as x minus 1 into x square, right? X square, x minus 1 into x square plus x plus 1. This is the formula we know. But this is not in the form of like that. That's why I can make that, I can make into like this. The numerator, x plus 1 can be written like this, right? So if it is plus, this should be minus. Remember. Now, this is, I am using the same formula here, x power 1 by 3. That means what? X power 1 by 3 plus 1 times this one, x power 1 by 3 whole square become x power 2 by 3 minus x power, right, 1 by 3 plus 1. Now observe this, the denominator having same factor, x power 2 by 3 minus x power 1 by 3 plus 1. So this factor and this factor gets cancelled out. Now we left with, in the numerator, we left with x power 1 by 3 plus 1. Coming to this part, x minus 1 can be written as x minus 1 root x whole square minus 1. This can be simplified as root x plus 1 into root x minus 1. Right, now you can see in the denominator they given x plus root x. Root x taking common. When you take the root x common, you will get left with root x plus 1. So this term and this term gets cancelled out. So we left with root x minus 1. So I am writing here x power 1 by 3. What we left after cancelling the terms, this is minus is there between. And this one root x minus 1 by root x. This part is root x minus 1 by root x minus 1 by root x. Now this is whole power 10. They given that. Right. Now you can see here, this is x power 1 by 3 written as it is. Now I am simplifying this part. Root x by root x is what? 1. Minus into minus plus. 1 by root x is what? X power minus 1 by 2. X power minus 1 by 2. Right. So simplify this. Power 10. Now plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled out. We left with x power 1 by 3 plus x power minus 1 by 2. Power 10. Right. Now we'll see, we use the formula, formula to find any coefficient, binomial coefficient, we have to take the term. What is the term? TR plus 1. TR plus 1, NCR. So that is 10 CR. This first part, x power 1 by 3 power n minus r. Right. Into second part, x power minus 1 by 2 power r. Power r. Now we required independent term. Independent term means coefficient of x power 0 must be 0. X power, right, power of x must be 0. So how can you get the power of x 0? X power 10 minus r by 3 into x power minus r by 2. So the power must be 0. So 10 minus r, right, this is so equated to 0. At that time you will get 10 minus r by 3 is equal to r by 2. Simplify this, 20 minus 2r, this is 3r. So 5r equal to 20, r equal to 4. Right. So if you substitute r is equal to 4, then that is 10c4. That is only we required. 10c4, independent of x is 10c4, that is equal to 210. Right. I hope you understood this. Now we'll move on to the next question. So this is from the trigonometric equations. Right, sin x plus sin 2x plus sin 3x plus sin 4x is equal to 0. Find sum of roots of lying in the bracket, like lying in the interval 0 to 2 pi. Right, it's very simple. Use the formula sin c plus sin d. Use the formula sin c plus sin d for these two parts and for these two terms. So what is sin c plus sin d? Sin c plus sin d is 2 sin c plus d by 2. Right, cos c minus d by 2. This is the formula. Use this formula for these two terms. And again we use this formula to these two terms. Right. So when you use the formula, you will get 2 sin c plus d by 2, x plus 2x, 3x by 2. Right. Cos c minus d by 2, x minus 2x. X minus 2x is what? Minus x by 2. Similarly, plus for these two parts I am applying 2 sin c plus d by 2, that is 7x by 2, cos c minus d by 2. What is c minus d by 2? Minus x by 2, right, equal to 0. Now what is the common thing? Cos of minus x by 2. Cos of minus x is cos x only. So 2 cos x by 2 is the common from both sin 3x by 2 plus sin 7x by 2 left in the bracket. Right. Now if you simplify further, this becomes 0. They given equal to 0. So each term equated to 0. But before equated to 0, this we have to solve this. Again apply sin c plus sin d. What is that? 2 sin c plus d by 2. That is 5x. Right. Cos c minus d by 2. C minus 3x minus 7x. 3x minus 7x is what? Minus 4x. Minus 4x by 2 is minus 2x. Right. Is equal to 0. Understood? So now, here this become x. This become x. By 2 will come. This become x. So now 2 cos x by 2. So each of these terms are in product. We can equate it to 0. So first one is cos x by 2 equal to 0. Cos x by 2 equal to 0. What you will get? X by 2 equal to 2n plus 1 pi. 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. Because of cos x, whenever cos x is 0, x is equal to 2n plus 1, odd multiples of pi by 2 at that time. Right, so x is equal to 2n plus 1 times pi. Now you have to calculate all the values of the n for giving n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. That values must lie in this interval. Now the second one, 2 sin 5x, sin 5x. So sin 5x is equal to 0 whenever 5x is equal to n pi. Right, now similar, now we have to give x is equal to n pi by 5 here. Put n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. But all the values we are getting, that values must lie in this interval. Now the last one is cos x is equal to 0. Cos x is equal to 0, x is equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Right. Now again you have to put n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 in this. Now we have to check that values lie in this interval or not. So sum of all these values, right, you have to add sum of all the values, whatever we got the values that lie in the interval, that values sum we will get 9 pi, right. So that is calculation part, I think you can do that. So I will explain you in the next question, right. I hope you understood this question. Now we'll move on to the next question. This is from AP. It's very simple question if you know the formula. What is the formula? Sn is the n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the formula for sum of n terms of an AP, right. Now they given S3n this side and S2n this side, 3 times of S2n. Both are equal. Now S3n, what is S3n? Just n replaced by 3n. So 3n by 2 equal to 2a into 3n, n replaced by 3n, 3n minus 1 into d, right, divided by, what is that? S2n. What is S2n? n replaced by 2n, 2n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1, that means 2n minus 1 into d is equal to 3, they given, right, S3n by S2n is equal to 3. So now the terms are equal on both sides, gets cancelled, right, n gets cancelled, 2 gets cancelled. Now what is the terms we left here? 3 into 2a, 3 into 2a plus 3n minus 1 into d, right. So this one shifted to that side, 3 times of this one, 2 into 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So again 3 gets cancelled here. Now simplify this, 2a plus 3n minus 1, 2a plus 3n minus 1 into d equal to this one, 2 into 2a, 4a. This 2 multiplied here, plus 2 into n minus 1, sorry, this is 2n minus 1. This is 2n minus 1. 2n minus 1 into d. 2n minus 1 into d. 2 into 2n minus 1 into d. Right, if you simplify this, then you will get the answer. So 2a minus 2a shifted to one side. So this is 3nd minus d. This one is shifted to this side, minus 4nd plus 2d. Right, plus 2d. Now is equal to 0. If you simplify this, here you can see 3nd minus 4nd is nd, minus nd. And this is minus d plus 2d. We will get d. So this is minus 2a. Minus 2a is equal to 0. Now we have to calculate S4n by S2n. S4n by S2n and use this result there. Right. Then we will get the answer. S4n by S2n. S2n. So same formula we have to use. N by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. N by 2. So 4n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1, 4n minus 1 into d. Divided by, this is 2n by 2, 2a plus n, here 2n minus 1 into d. Right. So this is n gets cancelled, here 2 gets cancelled, 2 times gets cancelled. So we left with 2 times of, this one is 2a. 2a plus 4n minus 1 into d divided by 2a plus 2n minus 1 into d. So use this result here. We got the result. What is the result here? 2a. Let it be 2a. 2a shifted to that side. 2a is equal to d common into 1 minus n. 1 minus n. So we'll use this here in place of 2a. Finally, we'll get the answer. Right. Now we'll move on to this question. This question is from the vectors. Very simple question based on vectors. You'll see PQ is perpendicular. R is perpendicular to P plus Q and P minus Q. So I'm taking, let R is equal to xi plus yj plus zk. Right. So these are the unit vectors. Xi, ijk are the unit vectors. Xi, yj, zk. I am taking this vector. Now I am using the result. What is that? First of all, you have to calculate P plus Q. What is the P plus Q? P plus Q. I am writing only coefficients. Right. P plus Q 5 and here 3. This one is 2. Right. P minus Q. What is the P minus Q? 3 minus 2 1. 2 minus 1 1. 1 minus 1 0. So these are the coefficients of ijk of the vectors P plus Q and P minus Q. Now what they given? R is perpendicular to both P plus Q and P minus Q. Right. So we have to apply the dot product. If two vectors are perpendicular, then their dot product is 0. So R dot P plus Q is 0. Similarly, R dot P minus Q also 0. Right. So when you apply the formula, means dot product applied to this vectors, at the time x into 5, 5x, this is 5x, this is 3y, this is 2z. Right. This is the 2z. Now about this, x into 1, so x plus y plus 0. Now here this is equal to 0, this is equal to 0 because of it is dot product. Now solve this. X is equal to x plus y is equal to 0 means what? Y is equal to minus x. Y is equal to minus x. Substituted in the first this equation. Right. 5x plus 3y. 3 into minus x plus 2z equal to 0. Now another information they given to us, mod r equal to, right, magnitude of the vector r is root 3. What is the magnitude? X square plus y square plus z square, square root, is equal to root 3 they given. Squaring on both sides, we left with x square plus y square, z square equal to 3. So this one, this is 5x minus 3x, that is 2x. So 2x plus 2z is equal to 0, x is equal to minus z, or z is equal to minus x. We can write. So you can observe this, y is equal to minus x and z is equal to minus x. Substituted here, x square minus x whole square is x square, minus x square whole square is x square, 3. 3x square, therefore x square is equal to 1, x is equal to plus or minus 1. So x is equal to plus or minus 1, from this we can get y value, z value. Right, opposite, these quantities are opposite to this. So that's why mod a, whenever they given in the form of like this or vector, then we have to calculate modulus of coefficient. What is the coefficient here? 1. Right, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. So this is equal to 3. So option 2 is the right answer for this question. Right, I hope you understood this. So this is the last one, the very simple question. You can see based on continuity. Based on continuity, we have to check the continuity at the end points only. Means at x equal to 2. Right, they given x is equal to 2, it is mu. That means functional value they given, that is mu. Now we have to calculate f of 2 minus. F of 2 minus. What is the f of 2 minus? When you substitute this value here, this is actually mod x, this is step x. This is step x. X minus step x. Right, x minus step x. So what is the x minus step x value? Whenever x is equal to 2 minus, this become x minus 2. Substitute 2 here. Right, this become x minus 1. Sorry, this is become x minus 1. X minus step x become x minus 1 whenever extending to 2 from the left hand side. So at that time, after substituting 2, you will get 1 here. 1 in the denominator. This part become 1. Right, this part becomes 0. This part becomes 0. Right, this is approaching 0 when you put x is equal to 2 from the left hand side. So this becomes 0. So e power 0 become 1. Finally, this quantity become 1. So this value is 1 whenever extending to. So f of 2 minus is 1. So similarly, we have to calculate f of 2 plus. What is f of 2 plus? f of 2 plus is this one, this equation you have to take. 2 plus, take greater than 2, take any value, let it be x is equal to 3. Substitute x is equal to 3 here, what you will get? 9 x square, 9, and this is 5 into 3, 15 plus 6. This value is what? 15, 0. We are getting 0, right? So 2 to 3, we'll take another value, 2.5. If you take, first of all, I will split this, x minus 2 into x minus 3. So the factorization of this, right? Now this is the modulus, 2.5. I am taking x is equal to 2.5. Checking the value, greater than 2, na? You can take any value greater than, for example, we taken here 3, but at that point this becomes 0. So at 2.5, what is this value? This value is 0.5 and this value is negative. So totally negative we are getting, negative. So replace the modulus with minus. So this equation you have to write x square minus 5x plus 6 and divided by minus common x square minus 5x plus 6. Beside they given lambda to this, right? Now these two quantities are same, gets cancelled out. So we left with only lambda. So what is this lambda value? This lambda, we left with lambda value. So that is equal to 1. So what is the answer? Mu plus lambda equal to 2. So the answer is third option, right? I hope you understood this, right? So after my class, so after my session, chemistry sir will come. He will teach you chemistry part. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Pawan Bhatt. I'll be dealing with the chemistry part of the JEE Mains paper morning shift. Hope you have enjoyed the maths class. Right now we will go to the analysis of the chemistry paper first. Okay, so if we observe the paper, it was again an easy to moderate level question paper. Then all the questions were NCERT based. So very simple, NCERT based. It's again a message for all of us that we have to take care and study the NCERT textbook very properly and with mindfulness. So if we analysis the difficulty level of the question paper, around 53% of the questions were very easy and around 33% were moderate level questions and 14% of questions were comparatively difficult. Okay, so without wasting any time, we will take up the questions. So here comes the first question. So in a reaction where A plus B gives 2C, all of them start from 1 molar concentration and Kc value is 100. Find the concentration of A at equilibrium. Express the value in the form of 10 to the power minus 1. They want the value in the form of 10 to the power of minus 1. So very simple question from the chapter equilibrium. So first of all, we will write the reaction which is A plus B leads to, it is in equilibrium with 2C, correct? All of them start with 1 molar concentration. That means when the time is equal to 0, when the reaction has practically not started, so concentration of A will be 1 mole, concentration of B will be 1 mole and concentration of C also will be 1 mole. When the reaction proceeds forward, I will imagine that some X amount of A will dissociate. Correct? So at time t, so if X amount of A dissociates, 1 minus X amount of A will be remaining. So if we observe the reaction, so if 1 mole of A reacts, the same amount, that is 1 mole of B also reacts. So if 1 minus X is remaining, for A, 1 minus X will be remaining B concentration also. So 1 minus X, 1 minus X. Again, if we concentrate on the reaction, if 1 mole of A or 1 mole of B disappears, 2 moles of C appear. So if X amount disappears, 2X amount appears, and the concentration of C will be 1 plus 2X. So if we write Kc for this reaction, so it will be concentration of C to the power 2 divided by concentration of A into concentration of B. So we know the value of Kc, it's given in the question, that is 100, correct? So concentration of C is 1 plus 2X whole square divided by concentration of A and B, both are 1 minus X and 1 minus X. So here I'll write 1 minus X the whole square. So if I simplify it, this will be 10 is equal to 1 plus 2X divided by 1 minus X. So if I multiply it towards this side, it will be 10 minus 10X is equal to 1 plus 2X. That will be again be 12X is equal to 9. That gives the answer X is equal to 9 by 12, or we can simplify it and write it as 3 by 4 or 0.25. Again, remember, they need the answer in terms of 10 to the power minus 1. So I can rewrite this as 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 1. So our answer would be 2.5. A very simple question. So from the equilibrium chapter. Okay, so we will move on to the next question then. Yes, the concentration of Fe2 plus 10 ml required to oxidize 15 ml of 0.1 molar K2Cr2O7 solution is. So they have given the option 0.9 molar, 1 molar. Again, the options are memory based, so it may not be 100% right anyways. So first of all, let us see what is the reaction taking place. See, we are reacting potassium dichromate with Fe2 plus. So normally what happens? So here, so Cr2O7, so here it will form 2Cr3 plus Fe3 plus and some other products which we don't have to care about, isn't it? Because we are speaking about Fe2 plus and K2Cr2O7. So first of all, let us calculate the oxidation state. Okay, so here each chromium has an oxidation state of plus 6. So totally the charge on chromium species is plus 12. Okay, so here the total charge is plus 6. So plus 12 state is getting converted to plus 6 stage. So what is the change in oxidation number? That is 6. Correct. So Fe2 plus on the other hand is getting converted to Fe3 plus. So change in the oxidation number is 1. Okay. So what is change in the oxidation number is called as activity. I can call it as activity or I can call it as N factor. Okay. So N factor of dichromate or chromium species is 6. N factor of iron species is 1. So now we are mixing the two solutions. So we can easily use the formula A1 M1 V1 is equal to A2 M2 V2. So if this is for K2Cr2O7, all these values would be for iron species. Okay. So A1, what is the activity or N factor of K2Cr2O7? We know that it is 6. What is the molarity? It is given 0.1, correct? So 0.1. And what is the volume? 15 ml. On the other hand, iron activity is 1 into molarity of the iron species which they have used. We have to find out that. So M2 into volume is again 10 ml. Is again 10 ml. From this we will very easily get the M2 value, correct? So M2 will be equal to, what will it be? What will it be equal to? 6 into 0.1 into 15 divided by 10, correct? Okay. So what is this? This is simply 9 by 10 molar, correct? So it will be 9 by 10 molar. So that is the concentration of Fe2 plus when taken 10 ml, which is required to oxidize the 15 ml of 0.1 molar K2Cr2O7. So our option 1 will be the correct answer, which is 0.9 molar. Okay, so next question if we go to, that is, in the combustion of butane, 72 grams of water is given out. How much butane is consumed? Okay, so basically what they are doing, they are performing a reaction where butane is treated with oxygen. That is the meaning of combustion, isn't it? So what is the formula of butane? C4H10, correct? So we are treating this with oxygen, correct? So we know any hydrocarbon on combustion will give carbon dioxide and water. But is the reaction balanced? No. So we have to balance the equation. Here there are 4 carbon atoms, so this will be 4. And here there are 10 hydrogen atoms, so this will be 5. Now if we count the oxygen atoms, this is 4 2s are 8 plus 5, 13. So we are getting an odd number, correct? So when we get an odd number, just divide it by 2 and place it on the other side. So that's the easy method. So 13 by 2 O2. So now the reaction is balanced. Okay, so 72 grams of water. So 72 gram of water is 4 moles, correct? Because 1 mole of water is 18 grams, 72 gram of water means it is 4 moles. So 4 moles of butane water is produced in this reaction, correct? So 72 grams, 4 moles of water. But looking at this reaction, we know that if we require 5 moles of water. 5 moles of water is produced by 1 mole of butane, correct? 1 mole of butane. Then 4 moles of water will be produced by how much butane? It's as simple as that. Simple cross multiplication will do. So it is nothing but 4 by 5 moles. Okay, so 4 by 5 moles, but they did not ask the question in terms of moles. How much butane? It automatically means they have asked in terms of grams. So simple, we have to multiply the number of moles into molar mass of butane. Molar mass of butane is 12 into 4 is 48 plus 10, that is 58, correct? So into 58. So whatever the value you get from this calculation would be the right answer. Okay, so yes, so going to the next question. Arrange the following ions in the increasing order of size. Very, very simple question. Look at this. So Na plus has 10 electrons, Mg2 plus also has 10 electrons, and Al3 plus also has 10 electrons. That means they have given isoelectronic species, correct? So when isoelectronic species are given, we normally should calculate the number of protons. So what are the number of protons present here? So if I take the number of protons, in sodium 11 protons are there, in magnesium 12 protons are there, and in aluminium 13 protons, correct? So in case of isoelectronic species, as the number of protons increases, size decreases. So you should always remember this, as the number of protons increases, size decreases. So the species with highest number of protons will be having the least size. So aluminium will be having the least size, increasing order. So we have to start with the lesser. So least comes first. So Al3 plus will be having the least size. Then comes Mg2 plus, and then comes Na plus. Correct? So this is the correct increasing order of the size of the given isoelectronic species. Very, very simple question, as you can see. So next question. Which of the following leaches out from the extraction of aluminium from bauxite? Again, a metallurgy question, memory based question it is. So aluminium leaching. So they have asked question about the leaching process. So we know bauxite is the primary ore of aluminium, correct? So it primarily consists of aluminium oxide, which is Al2O3, plus it consists of majorly SiO2 as the impurity. correct? So SiO2 as the impurity. Other very small impurities like Fe2O3 and titanium oxide, etc. are present, but major impurity present in the ore is SiO2. So what we do as the first step here? So we will boil this mixture with concentrated sodium hydroxide solution. So what happens here? So aluminium oxide will form sodium aluminate, okay, and the silicon will form sodium silicate, which is Ni2SiO3. Okay, so next what happens, if we pass carbon dioxide, only sodium aluminate will react and sodium silicate will come down as the precipitate. So that leaches out of the solution. So what is the answer? SiO2 leaches out in the form of sodium silicate. So the major impurity we have to tick, that is SiO2. Okay, so next question, if the question was asked like more than one correct type question, so if more than one options were right, then we would tick all the three, correct? So because these Fe2O3 and TiO2 are also present as minor impurities in the ore, but if it is a single answer correct type question, single choice correct type question, then SiO2 would be the right answer. Anyways, so next one. Arrange the following in increasing order of oxidation numbers. So very simple. We have to just calculate the oxidation number, then arrange in the order asked. That's all. So CrO3. So what is the oxidation number here? Each oxygen is -2. So it is +6. Chromium oxidation number is +6. So MnO2. So what is the oxidation number? +4. V2O5. Oxidation number of vanadium +5. Fe2O3, oxidation number of each iron species is +3. Correct? So increasing order of oxidation number. So we have to just order depending upon the values we have got. So Fe2O3 will be having the least oxidation number, then comes MnO2, then comes vanadium pentoxide, the highest is CrO3. Correct? So this is the correct increasing order according to the oxidation number. Yes, so next question. Again a simple one. Which of the following does not exist? So which of the following does not exist? Okay. So here I'll give you a straightforward answer and I'll give you the reason for it. The answer is option 4. SiCl6 cannot exist. Okay, because Cl is a bulky atom. Okay, so or bulky ions. So 6 Cl atoms or groups cannot accumulate around one silicon species. So okay, because all the Cl groups are bulky, steric hindrance will take. They start repelling each other. So the instability, or I can say the stability, decreases. So that molecule cannot exist. As simple as that. Chlorine is bulky. So 6 chlorine bulky groups cannot accumulate or cannot bond with one silicon group. Steric hindrance will take place and such molecule will not be stable. So SiCl6 2- will not exist. So very simple question again from P block elements. So next, which is the water soluble protein? Again a very easy question. We have studied two types of proteins, that is water soluble protein they have asked. So in NCERT it is clearly mentioned that globular proteins are usually water soluble, and one of the major examples of globular protein is albumin. So very much memory based question, no extra explanation required. Again, if you are good with NCERT, you are good with the question paper. That's the crust of it. So which is the water soluble protein? Albumin. Okay. So next one. Which of the following complexes show attraction towards external magnetic field? So this is from coordination chemistry. So if something shows, if a complex shows attraction towards external magnetic field, that means it should be paramagnetic. Correct? So at least one unpaired electron should be present in the central metal atom. If all the electrons are paired, then the species will be diamagnetic. So anyways, we will check all the complexes one by one slowly here. So Cn, okay, so ligand is a strong field ligand. Correct? So again, carbonyl ligand is also a strong field ligand. Again, cyano, again it is a strong field ligand. H2O, water, aqua, is a weak field ligand. Okay, so it is a weak field ligand. So we should know the difference between strong field and weak field here. Strong field ligand will always cause pairing of electrons. Weak field ligands will not cause pairing of electrons in the central metal atom. Okay, so let us check. See, cobalt here, so each CN will carry -1 charge, correct? So if there is 3 minus total charge on the complex, then the charge on cobalt should be 3 plus. Okay, so what is the atomic number of cobalt? Correct, so iron, cobalt, nickel, so it is 27, so it is 3d7 4s2. But this is the electronic configuration of neutral species. So if I remove 3 electrons, so the configuration will be only 3d7. So if I write, sorry, the configuration should be 3d6. We are removing 3 electrons, like right, 2 electrons goes from here, 1 from the d orbital. So if I arrange the 6 electrons, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 4 unpaired electrons are present, but just by seeing this we should not decide it is paramagnetic in nature, because what is the ligand present? Ligand is cyano, which is a very strong field ligand. It will cause pairing of electrons. So all the electrons get paired. This may come here and these 2 electrons may occupy the previous orbitals. So what happens? Every electron gets paired, so diamagnetic. So similar thing will happen in the coordination complex of nickel tetracarbonyl. CO is again a very strong field ligand. All the electrons gets paired. It is diamagnetic, not attracted towards the magnetic field. Again the same thing happens here. All these 3, 1, 2, 3, all these 3 complexes are not attracted towards the magnetic field. Here in H2O6, H2O is a weak field ligand. It will not cause any pairing of electrons. So let us check. So Fe has a 3 plus charge over here. Fe has a 3 plus charge. We know iron neutral. Iron will be having a configuration after argon like 3d6 4s2, correct? So if we remove 3 electrons, the configuration will be 3d5, correct? So 3d5 means all the electrons are unpaired. 2, 3, 4, 5. All the electrons are unpaired, and the ligand present is also a weak field ligand, so it will not force the pairing. So pairing does not take place. All the electrons remain unpaired, and hence it is paramagnetic. That is, it will be attracted towards an external magnetic field. So our answer here is option 4. So simple question again from coordination chemistry. So we'll move on to the next question then. Number of sigma bonds in pent3-ene-1 ine. So again, very, very simple question. We have to write the structure, calculate the number of sigma bonds. That's all. Okay, very basic. So CH3, they have given the molecule also. So it is CHH, 3 hydrogens, again C, 1 hydrogen, double bond, again C, 1 hydrogen, C, double bond, triple bond, C and H. So we have to just count the sigma electrons here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Correct? So how many sigma bonds? 10 sigma bonds. How many pi bonds? If pi bond was asked, so there will be 3 pi bonds. Correct? So it is 10 sigma and 3 pi bonds. Correct? So they have asked about sigma bonds here. So our option, correct option will be option 3, which is 10. Okay, so very simple basic hydrocarbon question. So where we are just counting the number of sigma bonds. Next. Okay, so which of the following is not used in dry cleaning? Again, on 20th morning shift paper, some question was asked from dry cleaning, isn't it? Again, dry cleaning is asked. There, the question was asked in the context of green environmental chemistry, correct? Green earth, something like that was asked. Environmental friendly process. In that context, question was asked. Now it is asked just direct dry cleaning, about dry cleaning the question is. So here H2O2 is used. We have seen the other day also, nowadays H2O2 is dominantly used in the process of dry cleaning because it consumes very less water. So water will be saved. That's why H2O2 is dominantly used nowadays in dry cleaning. So CCl4 is not used. Okay, CCl4 is not used. CO2 again it is used, and C2Cl4 also tetrachloroethane it is, so it is used. So which of the following is not used is the question. So option 2 will be our correct answer. Okay. Next question. Which of the following reagents is used for polybromination of phenol? Okay, so that means if we have phenol, this is the phenol, so it should be polybrominated. That means more than one bromine should get attached on the phenol molecule. Correct? So this should be the question. Which of the following reagents is used for or very suitable for polybromination of phenol? So see, Br2 in the presence of FeBr3 or Br2 in the presence of CS2, again CHCl3 or combination with Br2. So all this will give ortho-para products. Correct? So it gives para product as a major product and ortho product as a minor product, but not like this. So we want this to happen, correct? So we want all the ortho and para positions to be occupied by bromine. So bromine water is the right reagent to do that. So option 4 would be the right answer. Okay, so we'll move on to the next question now. Yes, so this one. So they have given a molecule, they are treating it with an aldehyde in the presence of an alkali, that is NaOH. Then iodine in the presence of NaOH, we know this is an iodoform reaction, correct? Then they are treating with the protons, correct? So acidic hydrolysis is being done. So here, as soon as we see this, we know the reaction is aldol condensation, correct? So the reaction is aldol condensation. So alpha hydrogen will be removed, that is hydrogen from this molecule. So this position is removed by the alkali, which is a strong base, correct? So what happens initially, so I'll write these CH3 molecules over this side for convenience, okay? So minus charge is created here, correct? So because of loss of proton, minus charge is created here. So it will attack on the aldehyde molecule, correct? CH3, CH double bond O. So this will attack here. So what happens, immediately this will go here, and upon hydrolysis or the gain of proton, it will get converted to OH group. So what do we get here? So here we will get, these groups are as it is, okay? So here we will get a CH, OH, CH3. So this is the product we get from the first step. Okay, so this is the product we get from the aldol condensation mechanism. So next we are conducting iodoform reaction. What happens? See, it consists of CH3CHOH group, which is very suitable for iodoform. So this will undergo iodoform reaction. So what happens? So if we have this molecule, so CHOH will become COO minus. Correct? Complete oxidation takes place because of iodoform, and of course CHI3, that is iodoform, is formed. Now in the third step, they are treating it with H+. Of course that H+ will be taken up here, and the final product will be a carboxylic acid. Yes, so this was a question from organic chemistry where aldol condensation and iodoform reactions are combined and a question is asked. Okay, so next, question from polymers. This is a question from polymers. Okay, so questions are asked from polymers, chemistry in everyday life, and biomolecules chapter, which we usually ignore. Correct? So, but beware of that. We should not ignore those chapters. So now, what is this? This is the repeating unit. So they have given a unit. Is the repeating unit of? That is the question here. Is the repeating unit of? Again, a perfectly memory based question. So these units, when get repeated, they form a polymer called as novolac. Okay, so memory based, no extra explanation required. Yes, so this is a graphical question, graphical representation question from the chapter Chemical Kinetics. Okay, so in the first graph, they are having a graph of half time versus concentration, same in the B. Here, concentration versus time, here again concentration versus time. So they are giving the option, they are just asking which is which of the graphs represent first order and which of the graphs represent second order or zero order reaction. Okay, so let us first analyze the graphs, then we will come to understand. So half-life, we know the relationship between half-life and concentration, correct? So T half is proportional to 1 by A to the power of n minus 1. So where A is the concentration, n is the order of reaction. Suppose it is a zero order reaction, correct? So we have to substitute this n with 0. So what happens? T half is directly proportional to A. So that is half-life is directly proportional to concentration. So what happens? If the concentration increases, half-time increases. So like it is happening in the graph B. As concentration is increasing, half-life is increasing. So this is a zero order reaction. So suppose it is a first order reaction. Then what happens? We have to substitute 1 in the place of n, so 1 minus 1 becomes 0. So T half is independent of A, correct? Because independent of A, that means the T half will not depend on the concentration at all. So whatever is the variation in concentration, half-life will have the same value. That's why the graph runs flat or parallel to the x-axis. Again, this is a first order reaction. So that is the relationship between T half and concentration. Now C and D, they are not comparing T half and concentration, they are comparing concentration and time. Okay, so for this, we have our reaction. For example, we have integrated reaction of first order, correct? So what is it? K is equal to, or I'll take T is equal to 2.303 by T into log by K, sorry. So by K into log of A naught by A. So A naught is the initial concentration and A is the concentration after time T. So I can also write this as 2.303 by K into log of A naught minus log A, correct? So if this is minus here, that means T is inversely proportional to A, correct? Because it is minus. So T is inversely proportional to A, yes. So as time increases, concentration decreases. So this is also a first order reaction. Same if you write the reaction. So we also can do like this. A is equal to A naught into e to the power of minus KT. Again, for zero order reaction also inverse proportionality will be there, and hence the inverse graph. So we get an inverse graph. Why straight line? Because if we solve the equation here, we get it in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So we get a straight line with the negative slope. So this is a zero order reaction. So if you know the graphs without depending on this mathematical representation, well and good. Otherwise you can do it like this. So what happens here? A and C are first order reaction, B and D are zero order reactions. That's why option 1 is the correct answer. Okay. Next one. So assertion reason type question. Primary aromatic amines cannot be formed by Gabriel thalidomide reaction. Okay, so primary aromatic amines cannot be formed by Gabriel thalidomide reaction. They have given the reason. Aryl halides, again, aryl halides do not undergo nucleophilic substitution easily. Aryl halides do not undergo nucleophilic substitution easily. Okay, so let us analyze the first statement, Gabriel thalidomide synthesis. So we know what is Gabriel thalidomide synthesis. It is this is the thalidomide, correct? Thalidomide. So what do we do here? We first react with KOH so that a nucleophilic center is generated. correct, N minus. So this is a nucleophile, correct, which then attacks on a halide, typically alkyl halide. Okay, the question is about aryl halide. So this nucleophile should attack on this alkyl group, creating a SN2 scenario. SN2 reaction takes place. But if the reagent which is being attacked is a aryl halide, okay, so the nucleophile is bulky, the reagent which is being attacked is also bulky, again the reaction is not favored, steric hindrance takes place and SN2 reaction cannot take place. So the assertion they have given is correct, that is primary aromatic amines cannot be formed by Gabriel thalamide synthesis is correct. Now aryl halides do not undergo nucleophilic substitution easily. Yes, that is also correct. That's a known statement, isn't it? We study in organic chemistry, aryl halides do not undergo nucleophilic substitution easily. So that's why what is our answer? Assertion and reason both are true. Why aryl halides does not undergo? Because halogen species which is present on the benzene ring, for example chlorine, it is involved in resonance, correct? So it is involved in resonance. So when it is so much involved in the benzene ring, substituting or replacing that group would not be easy. So that's why both the statements given by them are correct. We'll go to the next question. If electron, proton and neutron have same kinetic energies, okay, so the correct order of their de Broglie's wavelength would be. Okay, so we know what is de Broglie's wavelength. It is given by h by mv, correct? And on the other hand, we also know that kinetic energy is given by half mv square, correct? So here, if I multiply the numerator and denominator by m, so what do I get? Kinetic energy is equal to half into m square v square by m, correct? So if I rearrange it, I'll get 2mke is equal to mv the whole square. That means I'll get mv is equal to square root of 2mke, correct? So if I replace this mv term by this 2mke term, what will be the new expression for de Broglie's wavelength? Lambda is equal to h by root of 2mke, correct? So that means here the de Broglie's wavelength is inversely proportional to mass, correct? So because the mass expression is in the denominator and the lambda or the de Broglie's wavelength is in the numerator. So lambda is inversely proportional to mass. That means more the mass, lesser is the de Broglie's wavelength. So what are they asking? So they are asking in case of electron, proton and neutron, which one has the highest mass? Neutron has the highest mass, correct? So then proton, correct? Then electron. So this is the mass order. Higher the mass, correct? So higher the mass, so root m of course, or generally it is inversely proportional to mass. So higher the mass, lesser is the de Broglie wavelength. So what is the order? The reverse of this, correct? So de Broglie wavelength of electron will be highest, then proton, and neutron will be having the least de Broglie's wavelength. So these are the orders of de Broglie's wavelength of electron, proton and neutron when their kinetic energies are same. Okay, so these are the questions from the chemistry part. Okay, so now I invite my colleague Gautam sir to carry on with the physics part of the question paper. Thank you.
Hello students, so welcome. Let us continue with analysis of physics. So this time the paper was easy to moderate, you can say, right? So you had 44% of the questions were easy and 33% were difficult and 23% were average. So this time it was mostly formula based questions, right? And concept based, of course. And you need to, if you had revised the formulas at least of all the chapters, so you could have got the answers, right? So there are few tricky questions. Let us go through a few questions here. All right. So let us start with questions here. Now the first question says, a planet is revolving around the sun. The maximum and minimum distance from the sun is x1 and x2. If v0 is the maximum velocity, what is the minimum velocity? So here we are, the concept is, right, the question is from gravitation chapter, right, and the concept that we'll be using here is Kepler's law, right? So Kepler's law of area, that is aerial velocity, right? So the aerial velocity of the line joining the sun and the planet, so it will be constant, correct? So here, this is our sun. Just a second. Yes, so now this is the sun, let me say, and this is the elliptical path, right? Now they have given the distance, right? The distance, the maximum distance from the planet to the sun. So let us take it as x1, right? So and the minimum distance is actually x2, correct? So this distance is actually x2, right? Now, as you remember, the point, right, which is close to the sun, right, the closest point on the orbit to the sun, right, so that we'll call it as perihelion, right? So this is aphelion, fine. Now here we know that when gravitational force, there is only gravitational force between the sun and the planet, right? So hence the angular momentum remains constant. So we'll be using this topic here. Now they have given the maximum velocity, right? So the maximum velocity is v0. Now we know that when the planet comes closer to the sun, that is when it is at the aphelion, right? So, sorry, when it is at the perihelion, so it will be having maximum velocity. So that velocity they have given it as v0. Now I need to find what is the velocity here. Let me call it as v dash, v prime, right? Okay, now if you apply the conservation of angular momentum, so angular momentum will be constant here. So all you have to do is get the angular momentum at perihelion, so where you have maximum velocity, and the angular momentum at the aphelion, right? So using these two, if you equate these two, we'll be getting the answer, simple. So here you can say m is the mass of the planet, let me say, right? So m v0 then x2, right? So that will be equal to, again, mass of the planet. I'm just writing the magnitude of the angular momentum, right? So m then v prime then x1, correct? So m v prime and x1. So m and m will get cancelled. So the answer that we have is v prime will be equal to v0 x2 divided by x1. So this is the answer, v0 x2 divided by x1. So option 1 is right. All right. Let us go to the next question. So this is straight out of transistor, correct? So semiconductors, relation between alpha and beta of a transistor. Now we know that alpha, right? So the value of alpha, it will lie between it is less than 1, correct? So if you compare, you will get to know that beta, right? So beta, it will be the next highest after alpha, right? So the correct answer, so this is a straightforward formula. So out of these, right? So if you had say plus here, right? Then if this option was different, then this would have been the right answer, but we have minus here, right? So the correct option of all these 4 is the first one. So beta is alpha by 1 minus alpha, correct? All right. So let us go to the next question. So it says, compare the de Broglie wavelengths of electron, proton and alpha particle if all have the same kinetic energy, right? Now here we need to find out the de Broglie wavelength, right? Now we know that de Broglie wavelength is given by lambda is equal to h divided by mv. Otherwise you can say h divided by the momentum, right? Planck's constant divided by the momentum, right? Now they have given all of them have the same kinetic energy, right? Now let us write kinetic energy in terms of momentum. So K, I'll write it as P square divided by 2m. So K is the kinetic energy. So for P, I can substitute square root of 2mk, 2 mass of the electron, proton or alpha particle, and K is its kinetic energy. Now in this question they have given all of them have the same kinetic energy, right? So therefore you can see that lambda, right? So here I can substitute h divided by root 2mk, right? Now, yeah, sorry, fine. So all the particles, they have the same kinetic energy, correct? So h, 2 and k are constant in this particular problem. So you can say lambda, right? So lambda is inversely proportional to the mass, that is square root of mass. So that is the answer that I'll be getting. So lambda is inversely proportional to square root of m. So therefore, whichever the particle has least mass, right? So its wavelength will be more, the de Broglie wavelength will be more. So we know that electron, its mass is less, right? So electron, proton and alpha particle. So it is in the increasing order of mass, right? So therefore, increasing order of mass. So therefore, you can say lambda E is greater than lambda P greater than lambda alpha. That is, de Broglie wavelength of electron is greater than the de Broglie wavelength of proton, and it is greater than the de Broglie wavelength of alpha particle. So this is the correct answer. Fine. Let us go to the next question. It says a bulb rated 200 watts, 100 volts, right? Find the R connected, R is resistance, connected in series to bulb in a circuit with 200 volts so that the bulb dissipates the same power. Now coming to bulb, we have these values given, right? So this is 200 watts, we'll call it as the rated power, right? So it is the rated power, and this is the rated voltage. We'll call it as the rated voltage. Now what does it mean? So if you power the bulb, that is if you supply electrical energy, that is if you maintain the potential difference of 100 volts across the bulb, so the dissipated power would be 200 watts, correct? Right. Now they have given a resistance R is connected in series with the circuit. Now this is the resistance R that I'm connecting in series with the bulb, right? And the potential difference that we'll be applying to this combination, it will be 200 volts. So let me write that here. Fine. Now the question is, they have given that the bulb dissipates the same power. That means here the bulb is dissipating the same power. So that is, it is dissipating 200 watts. Now what did I tell you? So if you maintain the potential difference across the bulb as 100 volts, then it will dissipate 200 watts. If it is dissipating the same power, that is the rated power 200 watts, right? Now the potential difference across the bulb will be the same rated voltage, 100 volts, right? Now from this potential diagram, if you observe, right? So potential difference across this combination, it must be 200. Now already I have 100 here, right? So the potential difference across this resistor R, right? It will also be the same 100, correct? Now this is like a series combination. Bulb has its own resistance, right? So this 200 volt is divided equally between the resistor and the bulb. So naturally you can say the resistance of the bulb is same as the resistance of this particular resistor here, right? So the resistance of the bulb is nothing but the same R here, correct? So the resistance of the bulb, I got it as R. Now all I have to do is, I know the power dissipated by the bulb, right? Now the resistance of the bulb is same as R here, correct? And the potential difference across the bulb is 100 volts, correct? So we know this. So P is given as V square divided by R, right? So R, I write it as V square divided by P. Now V, that is potential difference, right? It is 100 volts, right? So 100 square divided by 200 watts. So this would be 10,000 divided by 200, right? So the answer, the resistance is actually 50 ohms, right? 50 ohms is the value. So option 1 is right, all right? Okay, let us go to the next question. Fine. So the distance between two slits is given by the function d of t, that is equal to d plus a sine omega t. The difference between beta max and beta minimum is, you need to find the difference, right? Now here we are talking about Young's double slit experiment, isn't it? So this question is based on Young's double slit experiment, right? Now they are asking you the difference between the maximum fringe width, right, and the minimum fringe width, right? Now we know that beta is given by lambda d divided by the separation, small d, right? Now that separation, it varies with time as given by this function, right? Now we need to get beta maximum and beta minimum, right? Now you know that d is in the denominator, right? Now whenever denominator goes to a minimum value, I'll be getting beta as maximum, right? So what is the minimum value I can get for d of t here? That is, if A, right? So A sine omega t, if it goes minimum, right, I'll be getting minimum value, correct? So what is the minimum value of a sine function? That is -1. Now this is the minimum value. Now maximum value of the sine function is +1, correct? So the minimum value that I'll be getting, d of t, the minimum value it can take, it will be d minus a, right? And the maximum value it can take is d plus a, correct? So let me write beta max now. So beta max will be equal to lambda d divided by d min, right? Now beta minimum will be equal to lambda d divided by d max, right? Now this would be lambda d divided by the minimum value, that is -1. So I'll be getting d minus a, correct? So this would be d minus a. Now this would be maximum value, that will be d plus a, right? So d plus a, right? Now I need to get the difference now. So beta max minus beta min, right? So this would be lambda d divided by d minus a minus of lambda d divided by d plus a, right? So take lambda d common. So we'll be getting, so d plus a minus of d minus a, So finally we'll be getting 2 lambda d a divided by, so d square minus a square. So this is the answer, right? So the correct option is first one. So 2 lambda d a divided by d square minus a square, right? Let us go to the next question. Two wires of equal dimension and Young's modulus y1 and y2 are connected end to end. What is the equivalent Young's modulus for the combination? Fine. Now what we are doing is, we have this two wires, let us say. Now they are saying equal dimension, right? So that is the cross sectional area and length will be the same. So but both of them are made of different materials. Now call the Young's modulus as y1, right? Now call the Young's modulus as y2, right? So same cross sectional area and same length, but both of them are different materials, so hence different Young's modulus, correct? Now you will join them end to end, right? If you join them end to end, what is the equivalent Young's modulus for the combination, right? Now what we'll do is, we'll join them end to end now. So this is wire 1, okay, and this is wire 2. Young's modulus is y2, let us say, okay. Now what we'll do is, we will apply some force, some deforming force, right? Now the same deforming force will apply individually for both the wires and to the combination also, right? Then we will try to find the Young's modulus separately, then for this combination also, all right? So in this case, I can write, so let me write separately now, fine. So for individual wires, so I can write it as F divided by A. Remember the same deforming force will be applying, right? So F by A divided by delta L divided by L1, let me say, okay. So L1 is the, so delta L1, okay. So let us say, since the Young's modulus is different, right? So the expansion, that is the stretching. So both the wires will be stretching at different lengths, correct? So let me call this as delta L1. Now the initial length, it was L only, right? So let me keep it as L itself, right? So delta L1 divided by L, okay. Now similarly, Y2, I'll get it as F divided by A, the whole thing divided by delta L2 divided by L, okay. That is individually when you are applying these forces, right? That is this deforming force F, right? So the extension in the wire 1, let me call it as delta 1. Now the extension in the wire 2, let me call it as delta L2, all right? Okay. Now let us take this combination, right? So let us take this combination and we'll apply the same force, fine. So the stretching, right? The stretching will be obviously delta L1 for the first wire and delta L2 for the second wire, right? Now this wire will stretch by delta L and this combination will stretch by delta L, right? So the delta L will obviously be delta L1 plus delta L2. Why is that? Because when you join them end to end, right? Now the force, whatever you are applying, right? And the restoring force which is generated, right? So it will be same throughout the length, that is across the combination, throughout the combination you can say, fine. Now, so keeping this thing in mind, now let me write Y now, okay. So let me say Y is the equivalent, or let me call it as YEQ, okay. YEQ is the equivalent combination of, that is equivalent Young's modulus of this combination, right? So YEQ All right, I need to find. So here I'll write it as F by A divided by delta L divided by 2L now, okay, because this was L and L, so total length is 2L, isn't it? Right. Now, let me substitute for this. Now, F divided by A. Now, for delta L, I'll write it as delta L1 plus delta L2, right? Now, let me split the denominator now. Now, I have 2L divided by 2L, okay? Now, for delta L1 by L and delta L2 by L, I can write it as, so F divided by, so let me write from this expression here. See, delta L1 by L, I can write it as F divided by AY1, all right? So, delta L1 by L, write it as F divided by AY1. Similarly, delta L2 divided by L, that would be F divided by AY2, okay? Now, let me put it here. Okay, I don't have space, fine. So, finally, the answer that I'll be getting is F divided by A. As you can notice, I'll be substituting F by A here. So, F by A I'll take common in numerator as well as denominator thoroughly. So, I'll be left with 1 divided by 1 by 2 times, right? 1 by 2 is common here. Now, I have, so this would be 1 by y1 will be left and 1 by y2 will be left, right? So, after you solve this, so 2 will come on top, you will get 2y1 y2 divided by y1 plus y2. So, that is the answer, 2y1 y2 divided by y1 plus y2. So, this is the answer, all right. So, let us go to the next question, all right. So, mass 4m breaks into two parts, that is 3m and m. Find the lambda m, that is de Broglie wavelength of the first mass and the second mass after it splits, all right. Now, here it's easy. Now, first we will be having 4m, correct. Now, it splits into two parts, right. It splits into two parts. So, we have capital M, right, and we have 3m, right. Now, from the conservation of momentum principle, we can say that both of them will be going in opposite directions, all right. And initial momentum, right, of the system, it was 0. And final momentum of the system will be 0. If the system, right, that is after the mass breaks, right, even then the momentum will be 0. So, obviously, the momentum of 3m will be same as the momentum of m, magnitude wise, but the direction will be opposite, as you can see, right. Now, for lambda m, so I can write it as h divided by, let me write it here. So, lambda m is given as h divided by momentum of the lighter particle, you can say m, right. Then for 3m, it is simply h divided by p3m. Now, what did we see? The magnitude wise, these are same, correct. So, obviously, the de Broglie wavelength, so if you take the ratio of both of them, right, so it will be the same. So, therefore, lambda m is to lambda 3m, that will be equal to 1:1. So, the answer, it is actually 1:1. It is the third option, all right. Let us go to the next one. In an amplitude modulator circuit, the carrier wave is given by, now this is from the communication system circuit, right, communication systems chapter, right. So, the carrier wave is given by C of t stands for carrier wave, right. So, 4 sine 2 pi into 10 power 7t, while modulating signal is given by m of t, usually we will call it as the message signal, right. So, 2 sine 2 pi into 10 power 5 t, right. Now, then the bandwidth of the broadcast signal will be, all right. So, here when we consider AM modulation, right. So, frequency, if you draw the frequency, right, frequency is here and these are the amplitudes, you can say, correct. So, these are the side bands, we will say. So, these are the side bands. So, this is the carrier frequency FC, right. Now, the side bands, it will be having frequency of the carrier frequency plus the message frequency, correct, the frequency of the message signal. Now, here you will be having the frequency as FC minus FM, right. Now, the bandwidth is given by subtracting these two, right. So, this will give you the bandwidth. So, this distance, right. So, this distance will give you the bandwidth, right. So, obviously, you have to get the difference in them, right. So, FC plus FM minus of FC minus FM. So, that is what we will do. So, FC plus FM, then minus of FC minus FM. So, finally, we will be getting 2 FM, right. So, they have given the frequency of the modulating signal, right, that is the message signal, you can say, correct. So, here 2 pi ft, so 10 power 5 is the frequency, correct. So, this would be 2 into 10 power 5 hertz, Otherwise, as per the options, yeah, so it is 0.2 megahertz. 0.2 megahertz is the answer. All right, let's go to the next one. Find the ratio of the impulse transferred to the wall by a ball incident normally and then at 45 degrees with normal. All right. Okay, so first let us try to get the situation where the ball, right, the ball will transfer impulse to the wall normally. First we'll get this, okay, then we'll see the that is impulse transfer when it collides at 45 degrees. Then we have to get the ratio. Fine. All right, so yeah, now here let me take this as the wall, right. So initially the ball will come like this. Now say its mass is m, right, its mass is m, then it is striking the wall with some velocity u, let us say, right. Now once it rebounds, right, here we can consider the coefficient of restitution also, that is the collision is not perfectly elastic, let us say, right. Now the velocity with which it bounces back, let us take it as EU, right. Now we know that impulse, right, so impulse, it is nothing but change in the momentum, right. So change in momentum, fine. Now let me define the direction also here. So for simplicity's sake, let me take this direction as positive and this direction as negative, all right, fine. So the change in the momentum, I can write it as, yes, so in this case delta P, right. So the final momentum, now I have the velocity, right, multiplied by mass, so I'll get EMU, right. So minus of, then minus, see this side I have taken it as negative sign, negative direction, okay. So then I'll get it as minus mu. So finally I'll get it as EMU plus mu, EMU plus mu. So take mu common, so we'll be getting it as mu times E plus 1, all right. Now next, this is the change in momentum. So in the first case, right, when it strikes, when the ball strikes the wall normally, all right. Now next let us take this situation, say this is the wall and this is the normal that I have drawn, then the ball strikes the wall with 45 degrees. So this is 45 and this is also 45 degrees, you can say, right. So this is the mass m. Now say the initial velocity is u, initial velocity is u. Now we know that if you resolve this, right, so you will be getting mu divided by root 2, and after rebounds, after bouncing from the wall, right, so it will go with a velocity, call it as, that is its, let me take it as EU, all right, EU again, velocity I am talking, right. So this would be, right, so yeah, so here it would be mu divided by root 2 again, right. So you know that this component will never change, right. Okay, now finally after resolving, okay, let me resolve it, so better not to write it here, yeah, let me not write it here because this component will never change, right, this component will not change. And finally after resolving, right, so the component that will be here, right, so this component I can write it as mu divided by root 2, all right. Now this component of this vector, that is in this facing perpendicular to the wall, right, so that I can write it as mu divided by root 2 into E again, all right. Coefficient of restitution will come when we talk about this component, okay, because force is always acting perpendicular to the wall, you can say, in this situation, right. So again let me take this direction as positive and this direction let me take it as negative, fine. Now here the change in the momentum, right, here again impulse, so change in the momentum, so that will be mu E by root 2 minus of minus mu by root 2, right. So mu E by root 2, then minus of minus, you'll get it as plus, then mu by root 2, all right. Now finally if you take the ratio, correct, so mu by root 2 you can take the ratio, right. So first this value, right, so this divided by this value, right, so finally you will be getting 1 divided by 1 by root 2. So finally the answer would be root 2 divided by 1, that is root 2 is to 1. Normally comes first, then the collision such that it makes 45 degree with the wall, all right. Let us go to the next question. So 10th one, yeah, it says for a radioactive sample, time taken for quarter of the sample to decay is T1, all right, and time taken for half of the sample to decay is T2, all right. Now find the value of T1 and T2. So this is straight out of nucleus, right. So radioactivity, this may look complicated, but it has little bit of solving, that is all. Let us try to see. Now first let us focus on T1 here, right. Time taken for quarter of the sample to decay is T1. So how much is left? That is 1/4 is gone, so 3/4 is left, correct. So first say N0 is the original number of you can say nucleus, right, nuclei, right. Okay, so after T1 1/4 is gone, right. So 3N0 divided by 4 is left. Okay, 3N0 divided by 4 is left, right. Now let us use this situation relation here. N is equal to N0 times e power minus lambda t, right. So here we are talking about T1, all right. So let me take it as T1, yeah. So lambda T1, right. Now let me substitute 3N0 divided by 4 is equal to N0 e power minus lambda T1, right. Now N0 and N0 will get cancelled, right. So finally I have E3 by 4 is equal to e power minus lambda T1, otherwise I can say e power lambda T1, right. So that will be equal to 4 by 3. Now take log on both sides. So I'll be getting lambda T1, that is equal to natural log of 4 by 3. So let us keep it here, okay. Right, now next, yeah, so you can write T1 is equal to 1 by lambda. Let me send that lambda to the RHS. Fine. So T1 is equal to 1 by lambda I have. All right. Now let us see the question again. So T2, it says and time taken for half of the sample to decay is T2. So we know this. What is the time taken for half of the sample to decay? It's nothing but half-life, correct? So T2 we have the expression directly. So you can write natural log of 2 divided by lambda. Now all you have to do is find the difference. That is find the value of T1. No, here, sorry, the question is actually find T2 minus T1, all right. Sorry, the question is actually find T2 minus T1. You have to, I think this was the question, I'm sure, yeah. So T2 minus T1, so you have to calculate that. So this would be ln 2, natural log of 2 divided by lambda minus, yeah, 1 by lambda ln of 4 by 3, 1 by lambda ln of 4 by 3. Now all that is left is simplification, okay. Right, now let me take 1 by lambda outside. Now you have natural log of 2, then, so this I can write it as natural log of 4 minus natural log of 3, right. Now 4 I can write it as 2 square, correct. So 2 ln of 2, that is natural log of 2 square, I'll write it as 2 ln 2, okay. So this would be, yeah, so ln 2, then 2 ln 2, right, then ln 3, fine. So as you can notice, so I'll be getting, ln 3, right, yeah, ln 3, this will be positive, then I'll be getting negative of ln 2, right. So 1 by lambda natural log of 3 by 2 is the answer. 1 by lambda natural log of 3 by 2 is the answer. So this is the difference between, that is T2 minus T1, all right. So yeah, this is the answer. First option is the answer, okay. Right, now let us go to the next one. A particle tied to string of length 0.5 meter is given a velocity 3 meter per second at its bottom, right, at its bottom, all right, at its bottom point while undergoing vertical circular motion, right. So what will be its speed when it makes an angle of 60 degree with the lower vertical, okay, all right, okay. Now let us sketch the diagram here. So in such situations, it is always better to read the sentence, right? Read each sentence and update the diagram, that is all. So we have a mass, all right? They did not give any mass here, all right? Anyways, so let us take the mass as m, right? Now you are giving a velocity v, okay? So they have given it as 3 meter per second, right? So 3 meter per second. Then they are saying that it will make an angle of 60 degree with the lower vertical, all right. So let me consider this as the vertical. So this is the vertical, all right. Now the string, right. So the string, it will come up to here. So this is the string, let us say. Now it makes an angle of 60 degrees, right. Now here I need to find the speed, correct. Here I need to find the speed. Fine. So let me say this is v dash, okay. V dash is what I need to find out, correct. So what will be the speed when it makes an angle of 60 degree with the lower vertical. All right. Okay. Now, so here we will be applying the conservation of mechanical energy principle. All right. So I'll write initial energy, right? So let me define the zero of potential energies here. Gravitational potential energy is 0 at this level, that is at the bottom level, let us say. Okay. Now, kinetic energy, potential energy plus kinetic energy, right? So half mv square at this position should be equal to the total, that is plus 0, half mv square plus 0, that is the mechanical energy at this lower position. That should be equal to the mechanical energy at this position, right? So that would be equal to potential energy at this position plus half mv dash square. Okay, right. Now as you can see, you can take m common thoroughly, right, and cancel it out, right. Finally, I have v square, that is 3 square by 2, right, that is 9 by 2. Now this would be 10. Now I need to find this h, right. So this is the rise in the height, that is the increase in the height, right. So this value I need to find out now. This value I need to find out, right. Okay, for that let us use trigonometry here. So you know that this is r is given as the length of the string, which is 0.5 meter, correct. So 0.5 meter. Let me go back here. So let me get this projection here, right. So this much length, right. So that would be r cos 60, correct. So r cos 60 is r by 2, correct. Fine. Now r is actually 0.5 meter. So r by 2 would be, this is the height, right. So this, if this r by 2 is gone, so this distance h is also equal to r by 2, which is 0.25 meter. Now let me put that here. All right. So g 10 I have taken, then h is 0.25, then v square divided by 2. V square divided by 2 I can say, right. Now I have 9 by 2, right. So 9 by 2 is equal to 2.5 plus v square by 2, right. So finally I'll be getting v square by 2, correct. That is equal to 9 by 2, which is 4.5 minus 2.5 I'll get. So 4.5 minus 2.5 is equal to 2. So v square is 4. So obviously v is equal to 2 meter per second. So this is the answer. This is the speed when it makes an angle of 60 degree with the vertical. So the answer is 2 meter per second. All right. Let us go to the next question. A ball of mass 2 kg is moving with 4 meter per second, collides elastically with a ball of mass 1 kg. No, collides elastically is there. All right, all right. So this is not there. Okay, collides elastically with a ball. You can say a ball stationary. Okay, you have some ball which is stationary, all right. Mass is not given, all right. Okay, so if it continues to move in original direction with 1/4 of its original velocity, find the velocity of the center of mass of the system, all right. Okay, now they have given the initial velocity and final velocity of the ball, that is one of the balls, right. Now we don't know the mass of the other ball, it's not 1 kg definitely, I know it, right. Okay, so let us sketch a rough diagram. Ultimately we need to find the velocity of the center of mass. Now this is 2 kg, right. So 2 kg initially you can say u1, right. So u1, it is actually 4 meter per second. Let me put it here. Now it collides with another ball. We don't know what is its mass. Let us take it as m, okay. So this was actually 0, right. It is stationary, right, stationary. So it is at and they have given the collision is elastic, right. So perfectly elastic collision, all right. Now whenever we speak about perfectly elastic collision, we can use this relation, that is, we can say relative velocity of separation, all right. Relative velocity of approach will be equal to relative velocity of separation, right. So after collision, they have given this 2 kg body, right. Yeah, so after collision, this 2 kg body, it will be having 1/4, it retains 1/4 of its original velocity, correct. So its velocity will be 1 meter per second, right. Its velocity will be 1 meter per second. Then finally, I need to find what is the mass here, right. So we don't know what is its velocity here yet, okay. But we can find it, right. But we can find it now. So let us see how to do that. All right. Okay, find the velocity of the center of mass of the system they have given. All right. So let me, so like I said, since it is perfectly elastic collision, we can use that relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation, right? Now, what is the relative velocity of approach? I can say u1 minus u2, all right? So, let me call it as v1 is 1 meter per second. Now, v2 I need to find out, right? So, u1 minus u2, that will be equal to v2 minus v1. So, this is a well-known relation whenever we speak about perfectly elastic collision, correct? So, this is actually 4, right? Now, v2, v1, I already know it as 1. So, what must be v2 now? v2 must be 5, okay? So, v2 must be 5 meter per second, correct? So, yeah, so v2 is 5 meter per second, all right. Now, we have to find out the mass, otherwise we cannot find the velocity of center of mass, right? So, what we'll do is we will use the conservation of momentum. So, initial momentum of the system, that will be equal to the final momentum of the system, right? So, initially you had this only momentum of, you had momentum for this 2 kg body alone, right? So, this second ball, right, it is at rest, so no momentum. So, mass into velocity, so 2 into 4, right? So, 2 into 4, initial momentum is done. Now, final momentum, I need to get the momentum of these two bodies, right? So, 1 into 2, right? So, 2, then V2 I know it as 5 now, okay, 5 into m plus 5m I'll get, okay, right. Now, this is 8 plus 2, sorry, 8 is equal to, yeah, 8 is equal to 2, yes, plus 5m, all right. So, 6 is equal to 5m, all right. So, m is equal to 6 by 5, all right, m is equal to 6 by 5 I got, all right. Okay. Now, let me solve for velocity of the center of mass. Okay. So, let us this much portion. Let me erase this much. Yeah, so velocity of center of mass, I can write it as m1 v1 plus m2 v2 divided by m1 plus m2, that is the total mass. Now, we have the total mass, how much? So, 2 kg and 6.5, sorry, 6 by 5, right? So, m1 v1 plus m2 v2, what it is? We have it directly, correct? So, m1 v1 plus m2 v2, that is the final momentum. It is actually 6, correct? So, sorry, 8, 2 into 4, right? 8, okay? So, this would be 8 divided by, now m1 plus m2, now I have 5 plus, 6 by 5, okay? Right, so 5 plus 6 by 5. So, this is the answer that I will get. So, after simplification, so we will be getting the answer as 5 by 2 meter per second, sorry, velocity of the center of mass, right? Okay, so let me solve here. Oh, sorry, this is 2, right? M1, it is actually 2, oh, my bad, okay. Yeah, so this is 2, right, M1 is 2. This is m2 is 6 by 5. Okay, so now I have 8 divided by, so by 2 are 10, 16, 16 divided by 5. Okay, yeah. So that is actually 1 by 2 by 5 I'll get. So the final answer is 1 by 2 by 5, which is equal to 5 by 2 meter per second. So this is the correct answer. This is the velocity of the center of mass. All right. Let us go to the next question, 13th one. Two springs having constant K and 4K are connected in series and then connected to two masses 200 gram and 800 gram at each end. All right. Find the angular frequency of their oscillation if K is equal to 20 Newton per meter. All right. So let us sketch a rough diagram here. Now I have two masses, so which is 200 gram and the other one is 800 gram. Now I have two of the springs which are connected in series. Now the spring constant of one spring is K and the other spring is 4K, right? Now whenever we have springs in series, right? So the equivalent spring constant, it will be given by K1 K2 divided by K1 plus K2, right? So in this case, K1 and K2, they are 4K and K, right? So I'll be getting it as 4K square divided by 5K. So this would be 4 by 5K, correct? 4 by 5K. All right. Now, and yes, now I need to find omega. So omega will be square root of the equivalent spring constant divided by the reduced mass, will say, or you can call it as the equivalent mass, right? Now here the masses are attached to both the ends, right? Now reduced mass, you can write it as m1 m2 divided by m1 plus m2. So this is the relation. M1 plus M2. So that would be 0.2. We have to express it in kg now. We have to keep the answer in kg, right? So 0.2 into 0.8, right? So 0.2 into 0.8. So that would be 0.16, right? So divided by M1 plus M2, right? So that would be 1 only, right? So reduced mass is 0.16 kg, right? So this is 4 by 5, K they have given it as 20, all right? So 4 by 5, this is 20, so this is 16, the overall value I am getting is 16 Newton per meter. Now I have to substitute the values here. So I have 16 divided by, so 16 divided by 0.16, so this would be 100, omega is 100, sorry, omega is equal to root 100, so which is equal to 10 radians per second, right? So 10 radians per second is the answer. So first option is the correct answer. All right. So let us go to the next one. So this is pretty simple. The following circuit represents AND gate, OR gate, NAND gate and XOR gate, right? Now which one is true? We need to understand. Fine. Now whenever you can notice that you have NAND gate here, 2 NAND gates we have. So we'll call them as universal gates, right? NAND gate and NOR gate. So you also have a NOR gate here, correct? Now we have A. Now when you short the 2 terminals of the inputs of a NAND gate, right? So it will act as a NOT gate, correct? So I have A, then I have A bar. Now here I have B, so therefore I'll be having B bar here, okay? Now this is a NOR gate, okay? So it will add and it will complement it, correct? So I have A bar, right? Sorry, A bar plus B bar whole bar. Now we'll be using this De Morgan's law, correct? So De Morgan's principle if you use, so we'll be getting it as A bar whole bar dot B bar whole bar. So obviously this would be A dot B, okay? So it multiplies, right? So therefore this is actually AND gate. AND gate is the correct answer, all right? Now let us go to the next one, right? So what is the maximum value of E that can be measured in this case? Now E is present here. Okay. Now if you observe the circuit closely, usually when we study about this potentiometer, right? So usually the primary circuit will be kept on top, right? So most of the time whenever you start studying about it for the first time, right? Now here you need to understand when I close the switch, right? Now you have this battery 6 volts, right? So this 6 volts is responsible for pumping current through the primary circuit. The primary circuit is here, correct? The primary circuit is here. Now when it keeps pumping current through the potentiometer, so you will be able to see potential difference across any 2 points on this potentiometer, right? Now they have given the length of the potentiometer, right? So the length of the potentiometer is actually 550 plus 450, which is 1000 centimeters, right? Yeah, and in the question, they have also given the resistance per unit length. So in this case they have mentioned centimeters, that is 0.1 ohm per centimeter was given. Yeah. So here this value should be known, otherwise we cannot solve, right? So 0.1 ohm per centimeter was given. Okay, right. Now for 1 centimeter it is 0.1. Now for 1000 centimeters, the resistance of the potentiometer wire will get. So that is actually 100 ohms, right? So 100 ohms is the resistance of the potentiometer wire now, all right? Now if you look at the primary circuit, correct, primary circuit, you have this 6 volts, then this 100 ohm potentiometer wire and the 20 ohm resistor, right? Now let us get the current which is flowing here, right? So yeah, ultimately the question is you need to find the maximum EMF that can be measured. So for that we need to get the maximum potential difference across the ends of the potentiometer. So that is actually given by considering the, so we can use voltage divider rule here. It is pretty simple. You can solve, you can solve using Ohm's law also. So I'll use voltage divider rule. So potential difference across the potentiometer, right? So that I'll write it as PO. So that will write it as that is 6 volts. Now this is 100 ohms, correct? So 6 into 100 divided by the total resistance. Okay, the total resistance is R1 plus R2 will say, that is 20 plus 100, right? So that will be 120, all right? So this is actually 20. Now what the potential difference across the ends of the potentiometer, I'm getting it as 5 volts, okay? I'm getting it as 5 volts, right? So 5 volts I have got, okay? Now let us come back to the secondary circuit here. Now we know that only if the potential difference across this end, see one of the end of the that is battery, then this internal resistance, smaller stands for internal resistance, right, and the galvanometer, and the other end, right. So if they have the same potential difference, right, if they have the same potential difference as that of the potential difference between this point and the sliding jockey, right, so J stands for sliding jockey there, all right, only then you will get to see the galvanometer current to be 0, right. Now what we'll do is, we will slide the jockey until we get the galvanometer current to be 0, right. Now I can slide it up to the end of the wire, okay, up to the end, that is from the beginning, that is I can say I have started at this point, I'll bring the jockey here, then I'll go it and I'll slide it up to the last, that is the complete, you can say point A and B, right, I'll take it up to point B, right. Throughout the complete 10 meters I'll slide it, right. So I'll be able to measure up to the potential difference whatever is present between the potentiometer wire. So that is nothing but 5 volts, right. So this, the range I can measure from greater than 0, anything greater than 0 up to, okay, up to 5 volts. Okay, I can measure up to 5 volts, all right. Okay, so these were the questions I had, all right. So thank you, and keep studying, right.